Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
All the employees at Great Plains Bank Mangum are excited for the school year. We look forward to seeing everyone come out and get that Tiger spirit and support the young men and women of Mangum as they try and bring home the gold ball. You will see us at the game and hear us on the radio and internet. Come see Great Plains Bank Mangum for your banking needs on the corner in downtown Mangum. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
People are talking about Western Traditions, the new and exciting store on the west side of the square in Mangum. Western Traditions is proud to feature truly unique Western furniture and accessories, including many one-of-a-kind pieces, amazing sofas, recliners, end tables, lamps with Western shades. Check them out on Facebook, or better yet, visit Western Traditions in Mangum soon.
Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game, and always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
My name is Elena Shimon, and I am a graduate of Navajo High School. Western Oklahoma State College was the right choice for me the moment I stepped onto campus. I am getting a great education that is affordable at a campus that feels like home. It is comforting to know that the class sizes are small and I can create my schedule with both online and face-to-face classes. There are plenty of student activities and organizations available to get involved in with my Pioneer family. Call 580-477-2000 or visit wosc.edu to get started today. Western is your smart start.
For top-notch heating and air conditioning service and installation, you can rely on Payne's Heating and Air, serving Southwest Oklahoma and North Texas from their headquarters in Mangum, Oklahoma. With years of experience and hundreds of satisfied customers, call Payne's Heating and Air Conditioning at 799-5130, 799-5130.
Hey, come on by the Mangum Tag Agency at 108 East Pierce in Mangum for all your vehicle tag and registration needs. Driver's license, ID renewals, including CDL or Add Real ID. We now offer initial issuance and out-of-state driver's license and ID transfers, and we issue Pike Pass. For fast, friendly customer service, come see Tom, Cynthia, or Adam. We're here for you. Check us out online at mangumtag.com. For tag renewals and more information, phone 580-782-3004. The Mangum Tag Agency says, Go Tigers!
333 Dental Care in Mangum is the dental practice of Dr. Dustin Lively. His experience, skill, and compassion go together when providing exceptional, up-to-date patient care. Dr. Lively and his team of professionals are proud to help you with the best dental care possible, along with preventive care that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. Call 580-782-2552 or visit the team at 333 Dental Care. They support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to baseball on Classic Hits 97.7, and also along all the streaming facilities that we have available for you as we get ready for Mangum and Blair this afternoon. 4:30 start. So, as the late great Vin Scully once said, plenty of good seats still available here at Chavez Ravine. And there certainly are. We're glad to have you alongside wherever you may be. The Natalie-clad Mitch McLaughlin walking by, dressed to the nines. Got the hair done, got the shades going on. He's looking important, of course.
Well, he's even got the point going, too.
He is important. All right, there you go. So, good to have you alongside. He's the Cameron Dole Experience. I'm Michael Barnes, and we are ready for this one. This is a rematch of a bowl game that took place on Friday evening in the semifinals of a tournament that Blair won by a final score of 4-2. It is the only loss in the season for the Mangum Tigers. They come in with a record of 7-1, the latest 2A poll out. And they're number, 17 this week? Or
I think that was 18.
Was it 18? All right, so they move up 2 notches. 17 in the state, or 18 in the state, in that 2A poll. So we're ready to get underway as Jackson Torres will lead it off here in inning number 1 for Blair. He'll be followed by Iban Torres and Cash Boley, numbers 1, 2, and 3 in the batting order. And the first pitch from Derek Hammond, taken downstairs for a ball. The count 1-0, and we are underway. Good afternoon. By the way, behind the plate, our good friend Dan Goodson. And out in the field, it's the lovely, the talented Tyson Morley. Fastball for a strike, and the count level at 1-1. Dan knew he was on radio, knew he was on the internet, so he'll be rather laconic with the calls. 1-1 pitch on the way from Hammond, outside for a ball. The count 2-1. We will set the Tigers for you defensively. As we mentioned, Derek on the bump for the Tigers this afternoon. His battery mate is, let me tell you about Jackson Brooks. 2-1 pitch on the way, a little bit outside of the plate. No, it's called strike 2 instead. And the count level at 2-2. Brooks is behind the plate. Max Richardson is at first. Clayton Caskey at second. Bo Rogers at third. And Colton Gillespie is the shortstop this afternoon for the Tigers. 2-2 pitch, off speed, a little bit high, and that'll run the count full at 3-2. And I'm calling that one a strike, and the previous one a ball, so everything is even. The outfield, by the way, from left to right, Cooper Curbo, Mason Parker, and Diego Tellis. His time is called. Stepping out, Torres, going to reset now. Got the, we saw great shoes all basketball season long. He's got great batting gloves. Payoff pitch on the way here. Inside for ball 4, and the leadoff runner is aboard.
We all have to do the Dan wait.
Yeah, we do.
The wait, the wait.
And Torres already a big lead over there at first base. Iban Torres now, the shortstop will step in. Blair in there. Black uniforms with the, I guess that's probably a maroon pinstripe. Hammond with a fastball for a pitch outside 1-0. I'm like the batters. I'm trying to figure out the strike zone. Toss over to first base. Back safely is Jackson Torres. Middle third of the lineup, Christian Castillo, Blake Martin, and Grant Peterson. And the bottom third for Greg Doherty, James Thomas, Logan Williams, and Cutter Smith. 1-0 pitch on the way here. There's the cold strike. And the count level now at 1-1. Had a great weekend. Major League Baseball season got underway Thursday for the Royals. They lost to the Guardians, but won on Saturday and then got handcuffed yesterday. Foul ball on the right side. That'll run the count to 1-2. Good defensive swing there by Torres. Has fought off a pretty good pitch from Derek.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hammond's delivery. Short, compact, ball just kind of explodes out of there. Count 1-2. The last broadcast here on 97.7 last week when the Cameron Dole Experience got pressed into duty by himself on a slow-pitch softball game. As the day job kept me at the office longer than I had anticipated. Swing and a miss there. Good pitch by Hammond as he went with the fastball downstairs. And Torres swinging and missing. Gone on strikes. One gone here in the first for Cash Boley. So Jackson Torres over at first. I am really surprised that Jackson Torres did not run, especially on that 3-2 pitch. He has got a big lead over at first base. Hammond will looking back. There he goes. Pitch taken for a strike. Throw not going to be in time. Ball gets away from Gillespie, but not far enough away for Torres to advance. He's in scoring position, though, with one gone after the stolen base. Good afternoon to our good friend Ashley Hill, who's joined the broadcast. Ashley, good to have you alongside, kiddo. 0-1 pitch on the way here. Outside for a ball. The count level at 1-1 on Cash Boley. So did I hear the boss say correctly? He's not returning from California until April 11th?
Yeah, 10th or 11th, I think he said, yeah.
Pitch outside for a ball. 2-1. So not only is he enjoying soaking up the rays in California, he's also enjoying that grandkid.
Mm-hmm. Can't blame him.
No, I'd stay as long as I could. 2-1 pitch. Ooh. Cold strike. And count now 2-2. And I don't know that Boley could hit that ball if he'd had a full-size broom. 2-2 pitch on the way here. Downstairs. Good job by Jackson to keep it in front. And the count full now 3-2. Pitch is really piling up here in the first inning. for right-handed thrower Derek Hammond. Got a runner at second, one gone. Payoff pitch all the way to the fourth place hitter. Cold, strike three. And Boley has gone on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts now for Derek Hammond. 2 gone now. For the fifth place hitter, Blake Martin, check that. That's the number 4 hole, Christian Castillo. So Castillo will step in with a runner at second base and 2 gone. And now Hammond and Brooks going to have a conversation maybe about signs.
It was the pitch count that made you believe that it was in the 8th batter of the inning.
You're exactly right. You don't have that kind of pitch count when you're doing slow pitch softball, do you?
No.
If you blink, it's over. Literally, I was pulling out of the parking lot at DHS at 201 South Main in Altus the other day. Here's the first pitch. Taken upstairs for a ball, 1-0 to Castillo. And you sent me the text, junior high just finished. And I was like, oh, that's not good. Pitch upstairs for a ball. 2-0 now on Castillo. And a good job out at second base by Jackson Torres. He made Hammond speed up his delivery there because he blocked like he was going to third base.
And you can't not pay attention with them pink gloves.
2-0 pitch down to the dirt. Full runs at 3-0 now. And another good job by Jackson Brooks. Now, those pink gloves are great. Those are fantastic, man. Those are electric pink. 3-0 pitch. There goes the runner. And the throw just a nick behind the sliding Torres as he'll steal third. He's there with 2 gone.
That was a nice throw from home.
Jackson put it right on the bag, and Rogers made a sweep tag, but give Torres credit. He got there ahead of the ball. Fastball for his strike, and Castillo, I think that time got crossed up. He was looking for something, and that wasn't the pitch. And he just kind of looked at his coach at third base like, oh, okay. Payoff pitch here. Ground ball back through the middle. Fielded at second by Caskey. No, it gets underneath his glove. Rolls out into center field, and the run will score. That ball in between hops for Clayton. And he had to charge it, and it kind of flattened out on him. Rule of thumb there is knock that ball down and make the play. So the error at second base allows the first run of the ball game to score. A walk, a pair of stolen bases, and an error leads to the first run of the ball game. Now Blake Martin will step in. Martin first pitch swinging, fouling out of play. 0-1 on Blake. You know what? And if you introduced yourself to Blake and he said, I play high school baseball, you would say, first and foremost, you're a catcher. And if he's not a catcher, he's a first baseman. That is a big kid up there. I mean, he makes the bat look small. Courtesy toss over to first. Back easily is Castillo. He's there with 2 gone here in the first.
And see, he traded the pink gloves for the pink wing
with
the yellow gloves, so they stick out quite well.
Well, those are the Wells Lamont gloves that you can use on the farm after the game. Ground ball back to Hammond. He'll flip to first, and the top half of the inning will come to a close, but not before Blair comes up with 1 run. 1 run on no hits. There were 2 walks, an error, and a runner left on board. We've played a half inning. It's Blair 1. Mangum coming to bat here on Classic Hits 97.7.
Hey, all you Tiger fans, it's game time. This is Jacob Gilner from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. We are thrilled and ready for live Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger action on the field and court this season. Let's pack the stands and cheer loud. Cattlemen's Bank is full of school spirit. Go Tigers.
Something you should know about the Kendall Law Office. The Kendall Law Office is family-owned and local. They use up-to-date technology to ensure their productivity provides timely service to clients, and this always includes client access to our firm via email and text. Corey Kendall is experienced, hardworking, and honest. He always puts the client first, and all efforts are focused on the client's best interest. The Kendall Law Office, locations in Altus and Mangum.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud. Did you know the freshest and most beautiful long-lasting flowers always come from Flowers Unlimited in Mangum? If you want to send flower arrangements that look and smell great and last a long time, your best choice is to make that local phone call at 580-782-2122 for fresh flowers, silk flowers, gift selections, collectibles, memorials, and bereavement gifts. Make that trip to Flowers Unlimited, 113 South Oklahoma in Mangum.
Well, here we go. Bottom half of inning number 1. It'll be Derek Hammond, Max Richardson, and Colton Gillespie. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 up for Mangum in their half of the first. Cooper Curbo, Bo Rogers, and Ryland Holt. 4, 5, and 6. In the bottom third, Jackson Brooks, Mason Parker, and Clayton Caskey. Hammond, Richardson, and Gillespie. Curbo, Rogers, and Holt. Brooks, Parker, and Caskey. The batting order for the Mangum Tigers. 7-1 on the year, and the only loss, as we mentioned, coming on Friday at the hands of these Bronx of Blair, losing by a final score of 4-2. Christian Castillo on the mound for Greg Doherty's team. His catcher is Blake Martin. Cash Boley is at first. The second baseman, Grant Peterson. At third, Jackson Torres. Ivan Torres is at short. And the outfield from left to right, James Thomas, Logan Williams, and Mason Osborne. And by the way, this Blair team, and I talked about it, they're not in the top 20 of the Class B poll, but they come in with a rather gaudy record. They're 11-2 on the year. You're 11-2 and you're not ranked. How does that work?
We live in Southwest Oklahoma, my friend.
And you don't get any credit, do you?
Nope.
All right. So here goes Derek. Got a chance to help himself. That leadoff walk, and managers and coaches will tell you hate to walk people to begin a bowl game. And that leadoff walk came around to haunt him. Came up the first run of the bowl game. There's a cold strike to Hammond, and it's 0-1 on Derek. Our old buddy Dave McCook checking in from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I think they had some severe weather there recently, that part of the world. 0-1 pitch on the way here. Fly ball center field, drifting back. Williams still going back. And guess what? It's over his head. Derek on his way to second base with a stand-up double. Well, Hammond put a charge into that one and hit it over the center fielder's head. One of those balls that off the bat, it didn't really appear that it was going to carry that well. The wind is blowing in from center field. And Logan Williams, he gave the impression he had it all the way, and suddenly it was over his head.
It was a windbreaker, that thing was.
So, first pitch upstairs to Mad Max. Richardson ahead in the count, 1-0. Mangum, 7-1 on the year. They will play tomorrow against Sayre, and then get ready for the Big Bat Tournament, the Wood Bat Tournament, over at Hobart over the weekend. This one's fouling out of play off the concession stand, and it's 0-2 on Richardson. And that is a 1-1? Okay, it is 1-1. Looking at my book incorrectly. So, I mentioned this to you, the Wood Bat Tournament at Hobart, getting it away on Thursday. Always a great tournament. Curveball that stayed upstairs. And the count is 2-1. Oh,
I heard a little talking coming
doctor.
from the dugout over there.
Yeah, that was one of those 12-6 curveballs. As Dana Wynn has joined us. Hello, Dana. 2-1 pitch on the way here. Richardson looks at a pitch outside and gets back to the screen. And on the wild pitch, Hammond is 90 feet away from tying the ball game. Mad Max ahead in the count, 3-1. Mangum will play on Thursday night at 7:30. They are the number 2 seed in the tournament. They'll get number 7 Snyder in the final game of the day. It gets underway on Thursday at 1:30. Hydro, the number 1 seed, they get number 8 Hobart in the first game. Swing and a miss there. Richardson late on the fastball around his eyes. And that'll run the count full now, 3-2. Good job by Christian Castillo to come back with a little high heat there. They are holding Hammond on at third base. Bit of a surprise. And Richardson looks at one over his head for ball 4. So runners at the corners now. Nobody out in the first inning of play. And here's Colton Gillespie. The last time we saw Gillespie, he hit one out of the park and then hit one to the deepest part of the park and
he did a lot of running that day.
Touched the ball, as it were. To hit the ball and touch a ball. I don't know if he's brown-eyed or not. Well, a snap throw over to first base, and Castillo, he made that thing close over there. Mad Max barely got in underneath the tag. So he's in first, big lead. Pitch on the way to Gillespie. No, they'll throw over to first again and again.
He was leaning, too.
Yeah, if the throw is on the other side of the bag, Richardson is dead to rights. But it was towards the foul line, and Max able to get in underneath the tag. And, well, I tell you what, Christian Castillo really is preoccupied with Richardson over at first base. Max is there with nobody out. Over at third, you'll find Eric Hammond. Pitch to Gillespie, taken for his strike, and it's 0-1 on Colton. Colton.
A lot of work for one pitch.
I was going to say, Colton may have forgot what was going on. By the way, he's sporting a pink bat to continue the theme. Again, they'll throw over to Richardson. And again, Max dives in safely.
Is that a mauve hat, or is that just my glasses? Is it got more of a mauve tint to it?
Wow, now you're getting way out of my arena.
Well, it's not white, is what I'm saying.
Pitch upstairs, gets back to the screen, and scoring. Hammond standing up. Richardson took second. That was a curveball that had absolutely no rotation on it whatsoever. Spun all the way back to the screen. So on the wild pitch, Mangum will tie it at a run apiece. Got a runner in scoring position. Still nobody out. Gillespie takes downstairs. Ball picked nicely by Blake Martin. And the count on Colton now 2-1. Big hole in right center if Colton can go that way. He will run for days. 2-1 pitch. Lined on the ground and underneath the glove of Torres. They're going to send Richardson. Here comes the throw. Cut off by the pitcher, and everybody going to be safe. Wow. Well, Gillespie hit it hard. A line shot one hopper that got underneath the glove of the third baseman Torres will give Gillespie an RBI. We call that E5. We do give him the RBI, and it's 2-1. What do you think Colton's running? Yeah, there he goes. Big surprise. They throw down, and he chalks in, standing up. You heard the O from my broadcast partner. That was Cooper Curbo using those linebacker moves to get out of the way of the baseball because it was in on him in a hurry. 1-0 pitch on the way to Cooper. Nope, stabbing off Castillo, and Christian will reset now. Inauspicious beginning for Christian Castillo. Stand-up double to begin the ball game for Hammond. There's a fly ball out of play on the right side. It's 1-1. Terry Williams is checked in. But Hammond, the stand-up double to lead off the ball game. And then he goes to third on a wild pitch. Richardson walks. Another wild pitch. A run scored, and then the shot underneath the glove of the third baseman by Gillespie. Colton steals a base. He's at second. Nobody out. And Heather Crab-Caskey says, "Go, Tigers, go." Bo Rogers waits in the on-deck circle. 1-1 pitch on the way here. Back through the middle. Gloved by Castillo. He'll look Gillespie back. Throw to first for the first out of the inning. So Curbo hit it on the button, but right back to the pitcher. And Castillo fields his position well for out number one.
Sometimes that'll settle a pitcher down, having an opportunity to make an easy throw over to first, if you will.
So one gone now for Rogers. Cold strike, and you talked about it, and he did settle down, and that's the first time he started a batter off on the plus side. It's an easy throw over to first base unless you're John Lester, and he really struggles with that as a major leaguer. A little pop-up on the right side, then is drifting out of play, and the count 0-2 on Rogers. The bench jockeys dressed in blankets this afternoon.
It's a little chilly up here.
Crisp spring afternoon. 0-2 pitch from Castillo all the way to Rogers. Gillespie making noise at second and forces a throw. It'll say 0-2. Yeah, it's the Ohio players once sang it, and then it was redone by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but it's been a roller coaster with the weather lately. Pitch upstairs for ball, 1-2.
One of my favorite bands from the 70s.
Ohio players?
Oh, yeah.
There were some.
Got to spend like a week promoting a show for them.
Really?
Yeah. They did a show at a casino that I helped promote for. And got to
pitch.
interview every single one of the boys.
Swung on and missed by Rogers. Off speed, got him. 2 gone now. That'll bring Ryland Holt to the plate, left-handed hitter. And where Blair had been bunching everything in the middle of the field, now they will shift and go towards the first base side. Big hole between second and third for Holt. I didn't think you were old enough to remember the love roller coaster from the Ohio players. I knew you would.
I don't remember it when it was new.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know, as a result of them doing the show, I found out who they were.
Holt takes inside for ball, 1-0 on Ryland.
They still did the full band show with the trumpets and all that stuff and the dance. It was unbelievable.
They had some great horn music sure. 1-0 pitch. Ryland on the ground, fielded by the first baseman, Cash Boley. He'll step on the bag for round number 3, and the inning will come to a close. But not before Mangum comes up with a couple of runs. 2 runs on 1 hit. There was an error and a runner left on board. We've played 1, Mangum 2, Blair 1. This is Classic Hits 97.7.
It's important to take care of your eyes, so make an appointment soon with Dr. Michael Geiger in Altus, Seth Geiger in Frederick, and Bryce Geiger in Elgin, and a new addition to our staff, Dr. Maddie Rhodes. The Geigers are professionals and very good at what they do. Geiger Eye Care is proud to support youth and sponsor sporting events. They encourage you to attend all the events you can and be involved with our youth. Geiger Eye Care, Michael and Maddie in Altus, Seth in Frederick, and Bryce in Elgin. Make an appointment soon with Geiger Eye Care, Altus, Frederick, and Elgin.
Greer County Farm Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Rod Calhoun support high school sports. Mickey and Rod offer insurance for property, auto, casualty, life, commercial, and crop insurance. They're ready to serve you at 231 North Oklahoma in Mangum. Call 580-782-3827.
All right, here we go. Top half of inning number 2. It'll be Grant Peterson, James Thomas, and Logan Williams for Blair. If anybody gets on board, the 9th place hitter, Cutter Smith, will appear. For those of you who have been missing the wind, hang on to your hat, literally. It's back tomorrow. Gusts over 50 miles an hour are expected tomorrow into tomorrow evening. You have been advised.
That'll make an interesting softball game.
It's exactly what I was thinking. By the way, they're now telling us that rainfall will move in on, there had been some talk that it would move in Thursday night, but now they're looking more at coming in on Friday afternoon. About an 80% chance, and then Friday night, a 90% chance with about a 1/4 of an inch. And how about this forecast for Saturday? Windy, a high of 49, and a chance of rain. I don't think so. First pitch from Hammond, taken outside for a ball. It's 1-0 on Grant Peterson. By the way, Elaine Mills Smith has checked in. She says, let's go Mangum. 1-0 pitch on the way. Jackson had it bounce out of his glove, and it's 2-0. So, yeah, if that wind's blowing out of the south tomorrow at 50, I don't want to be the kid in the circle trying to pitch strikes. Here's a cold strike. Ball pops out of Jackson's glove again. 2-1. And there is a bit of a change in the schedule on that, by the way. The game tomorrow against Cash starts at 5 o'clock now. 5 o'clock start time. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. Ranging a long way to get the ball is Caskey, and then he'll throw it away. And taking second base will be Peterson. He's in scoring condition with nobody out.
That was one of those in-betweeners. It was, and you could see the hesitation at first, whether to go for it or to go to the base.
So I'm going to give an infield single on the play. I think that Peterson beats that out. And then he takes second on the throwing error. He's there with nobody out now for James Thomas. And you talk about the hesitation. Richardson over at first wasn't sure if he should backhand that baseball or go to the bag. He went to the bag. Caskey had to run forever to make the play, and he fielded it cleanly. But again, Peterson would have been safe, even with a perfect throw. But then it gets away and allows the runner to go to second base. He's there with nobody out, and the count is 1-0 on James Thomas. There's a cold strike. And it's 1-1. 2-1 ball game. Runner at second. Nobody out here in the second. And Hammond frustrated with himself as the arm angle takes that ball well out of the strike zone. Kind of thrown across his body a little bit. That release point got to be more inside. 2-1 pitch. There you go. Back to the screen. And that'll run the count to 2-2. I love the bench jockeys who stay behind the plate. And those foul balls scare the daylights out of them. It's good stuff. 2-2 offering on the way here. Swing. Ball pops out of the glove. And good job by Brooks to tag James Thomas for out number 1. So 1 gone. Thomas, the third strikeout of the afternoon now for Derek Hammond. Trying to pitch around a runner at second base. 1 gone now. Peterson out at second. Fast strike here. Logan Williams down in the count 0-1. A little extra giddy up on that one from Derek. His fielders have let him down a little bit here the first couple of innings. 0-1 pitch on the way. This one off the fist. Brooks giving chase, but Jackson will run out of room. It's out of play, and it's 0-2. It's one of the hardest things for young kids to learn, whether it's softball or baseball, when they're playing catcher, and getting rid of that mask and locating the baseball or the softball. See if Hammond can get his 4th strikeout of the ball game here. 0-2 pitch. Downstairs. Couldn't coax Williams into chasing. And it's 1-2.
It wasn't from lack of effort.
Nope. We mentioned the blankets, and folks went and got reinforcements, went and got some hoodies out of the car. 1-2 offering here. There's strike 3. You better believe that one. Williams caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts with a runner at second base now for Derek Hammond. He's an out away from getting out of the inning. That's his 4th strikeout through an inning and 2/3. Buy me some Cracker Jacks, and we'll take it out to the ball game. Cutter Smith steps in. Smith, the designated hitter, takes strike 1, 0-1, and as Madonna once sang, Derek Hammond in the groove right now.
I thought you were going to say, "Don't rush me." I was like, okay.
No.
Oh, that was not her. That was Paula. Was that Paula or was that Taylor?
Well, Paula Abdul did sing "Rush, Rush."
I think it was
hurry.
Taylor. Don't rush me. Wasn't it?
I think Taylor Dane.
Taylor
yes,
Dane, yeah.
Exactly. As we play Casey Kasem up here. Pitch downstairs. 1-1 now on the 10th place hitter from Blair, Cutter Smith. And if you're Derek Hammond, not only you want to end the inning right here. I mean, the lineup going to turn over, but you don't want to have it turn over with 2 outs. 2-1 ball game. Smith shows bunt. Ball gets by Brooks. Back to the screen. And the wild pitch will send a runner to third base with 2 gone. And I don't know that maybe Derek didn't get a little. He saw Cutter Smith turn and show bunt early in that sequence. And again, pitchers get into a rhythm, and you do anything at all to break that rhythm, and they'll overthrow. Again, he shows bunt, and this one is punched foul down the first base line. Mad Max Richardson was coming in from first, charging hard. And I'll tell you what, if Smith had been able to get that into fair territory, he may have had a bunt double because there wasn't anybody there. That ball would have rolled down the line. Count level now, 2-2. Pitch on the way to Smith. He'll bunt with 2 strikes. Fielded by Hammond. He'll flip to Richardson for out number 3, and the inning will come to an end. So good job by Derek to get out of trouble there. No runs, no hits. There was 1 hit, an error, and a runner left on board. At the end of an inning and a half, it's 2-1 Mangum here on Classic Hits 97.7.
Granite Drug Company would like to thank their customers for shopping local. They're proud to offer pharmacy services, including immunizations, Dispill personalized medication management, health and beauty products, gifts for every occasion, and the soda fountain, open all day and serving lunch from 11 till 2. Remember, when you need prescriptions filled, tell your doctor Granite Drug Company.
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from, but choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
When unexpected illness or injury disrupts your day, immediate care is a necessity, not a luxury. At Variety Care's Hobart Clinic, we're here for you at the moments you need us most. Whether you are battling the flu, managing a chronic condition, or simply due for your annual checkup, our team of dedicated healthcare professionals is here to support you and your family with personalized care. Sooner Care and private insurance plans accepted. Visit today, 1000 South Broadway, Hobart, 405-632-6688 to schedule an appointment. That's 405-632-6688.
Rachel Owens has joined the broadcast in time to check out the bottom of the second inning. It's Jackson Brooks, Mason Parker, and Clayton Caskey due up for Mangum in their half of the frame. They lead it 2-1. Brooks, Parker, and Caskey, numbers 7, 8, and 9. If you're scoring along at home, or if you're like Keith Oberman and you're by yourself.
If you're scoring along the Sports Center, there's something wrong with you.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da. So Brooks will step in. Jackson, the catcher this afternoon. Christian Castillo, long time getting the sign. Now he'll come homeward. Ooh. And a curveball that had absolutely Jackson bamboozled and befuddled. Strike 1. And again, that's that 12-6 curveball. Comes over the top, and the bottom just simply drops out. 0-1 pitch on the way to Brooks. Curveball again. And again, Brooks had the front half had just flown open. He kept his hands back, but still waved at it, and it's 0-2. Good job of fighting off a tough pitch there. It'll stay 0-2. I didn't think that Christian Castillo would go to the well 3 times in a row and come with that overhand curve. 0-2 offering on the way. Outside for a ball. The count 1-2 now on Jackson Brooks. His opposite number, Blake Martin, had signaled for Castillo to throw that one high and away to try to get Jackson to fish at something. 1-2 pitch on the way here. Curveball. Didn't break enough to get into the strike zone, and that'll level the count at 2-2. A little hard to throw when the wind is at your back. It's a little bit more difficult to throw that curveball. And again, upstairs for ball 3, 3-2. If you're a pitcher, boy, you love the wind blowing in your face. Payoff pitch on the way here. Ooh. Downstairs for ball 4. So a good job by Jackson to come back after being down 0-2 in the count and to coax the walk. So Jackson aboard. We'll get a courtesy runner now for the Tigers.
Especially to come back after the way those first 2 pitches went.
Yeah. Castillo made him look pretty silly, didn't he? Austin Stockton now in to run for Jackson.
I don't know if you noticed, but after the second one, he didn't step out of the batter's box. He actually just kind of dug his feet in there. He's like, okay, let's get this next one. Come on, do it again. Let's do it again.
And I like that attitude. So here's Mason Parker, the center fielder. Let's see if he is bunting here. He's not. Took a strike, and it's 0-1. Parker, who runs well, might think about pushing the ball on the right side of the infield. Throw over to first base. Christian Castillo's got to be a middle infielder. I've always said that on a high school level, kids who have good pickoff moves have got to be second basemen or shortstops when they're not pitching. Well, that ball ticked him. Yeah, it did. It got a piece of Parker's, so Mason aboard. The hit batter. Opportunity now for Clayton Caskey. You really got to believe that they're going to try to put something in motion here. Caskey, the ninth place hitter, runs extremely well. Got good speed on the base pass. Don't be surprised if he's not bunting here. Takes inside for a ball, and it's 1-0.
How about the glitter on the gloves? The not glitter, but the shine. You notice that? Yeah, I don't tell him I said rhinestones or glitter. Okay.
Wow.
Do you see the shine?
1-0 pitch.
See that?
I'm missing it. No, seriously, I am.
Yeah, it's got like webbing on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian Lively heard that, and he's singing Glenn Campbell's Rhinestone Cowboy right now. 2-0 pitch on the way. Here's a ball inside for ball 3. I was going to give Christian Castillo a strike on that one, but not the case. Top of the order, Derek Hammond waiting in the on-deck circle. Hammond hit the ball hard his first time around. Castillo, 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom half of inning number 2 for Mangum. So we've had a pair of walks and a hit batter. And Hammond steps in. Derek, as we said, smoked one to center field his first time around. Came around to score the first run of the ball game for Mangum. Got an opportunity to help himself right here. His club leads 2-1. First pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-0. And you can see Christian Castillo really getting frustrated. Runners at every bag. Fly ball, center field. Williams will track this one down. Tagging at third, but holding is the runner, and wisely so, because Logan Williams threw a dart. So getting onto that one just a little bit that time, Derek Hammond, he's retired for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring Max Richardson to the plate. Max walked his first time around and scored the second run of the ball game. He hits now with the bases loaded and one gone. First pitch swinging. Ground ball by the shortstop, Torres, and into left field. One run will score. Now coming in to score easily from second base is Parker. And sliding in safely at second base is Richardson. Mangum a couple of runs on the play. They lead it 4-1. Ball hit hard by Richardson.
Couple of heels of the glove.
Yeah.
Got hit on that play. Unfortunately for the Bronx defense.
I'm going to go E6 on that one. Nonetheless, it's 4-1 now. Mangum on top. Runners at second and third for Colton Gillespie. Gillespie reached on an error his first time around. Gave him an RBI on the play. He stole a base and was stranded at second. Runners at second and third now. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it is the shortstop, and Ivan Torres will make the play for out number 2. Gillespie got one in his wheelhouse, but with that wind howling in from center field, you get any kind of backspin on the baseball, it's just going to go up the old elevator shaft, and that's what happened there. So 2 gone now for Cooper Curbo. Curbo off the end of the bat, foul, and so 1 on Cooper. Cooper 0 for 1, grounded back to the pitcher his first time around, and was actually the first out of the inning back in inning number 1. Down in the count 0-1 here. This one sails over his head and count 1-1. Mangum leads it 4-1 here in the bottom half of inning number 2. Trying to avenge their only loss of the season. Blair beat him on Friday 4-2. Chopper towards short. Tough play for Torres. He'll bobble Not in time to throw to first. Runner scores from third. And Mangum, the benefactor of some suspect fielding on the part of Blair, leads it 5-1. Runners at first and third. Richardson at third. Curbo now at first. As the inning stays live for Bo Rogers. Rogers 0 for 1. He struck out his first time around. First pitch swinging here. Fouling out of play on the right side. And it's 0-1 on Bo.
They're making a lot of contact.
Second time through, helps you figure out the pitcher a little bit more. Was not surprised that Cooper Curbo was off with that pitch there. Got a huge lead. And I think even if they throw behind him, he's taking off for second base. An old play there that I actually saw work a couple of times in Major League Baseball when Steve Busby, I don't know if Busby still works for the Texas Rangers or not, but when he pitched for Kansas City, I saw him twice pick guys off with that fake to third and then throw to first. Castillo throws back behind the runner, Curbo. Cooper in safely. And it's 0-1 on the batter, Bo Rogers. 0-1 pitch. Gets by the catcher. Sprinting in from third base is Max Richardson. And Mangum's got another one across the plate. And they have not torn the cover off the baseball by any stretch of the imagination.
Making the play in front of them, though.
Brian Lively. He says he's been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. Very good, Brian. Well done, my friend. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it is the shortstop, Ivan Torres. He'll make the catch for out number 3, and the inning will come to an end. But not before Mangum comes up with 4 runs in the inning. 4 runs on just 1 hit. There were 3 errors and a couple of men left on board. At the end of 2, Mangum leads it 6-1 on Classic Hits 97.7.
Ashley Slayton, family nurse practitioner, and the rest of the friendly faces at the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum treat all ages, children through adults. This means we are all yours for well child exams, annual checkups, as well as those illnesses that can hit us. We also do management of chronic illnesses like asthma, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Same-day appointments are usually available. The JCMH Family Care Clinic is located at 114 South Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-3393 for appointments.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s and the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
Oh, like that good old rhinestone cowboy. Glenn Campbell, boy, had some good ones.
He did.
And I actually have on my iTunes, Try a Little Kindness. Not a bad song.
You know, one
especially in this era.
One I appreciated that I know it was hard for his family to put out, but I'm not going to miss you. I don't know if you know the story behind that song. You know how he passed because of Alzheimer's,
yeah.
And I'm not going to miss you. It's just telling the story of how Alzheimer's, how the end game is, and it was a touching story. And of course, his wife and family and everybody, the way it affected them, and
the old Wichita lineman, Glenn Campbell. All right, to the top of the third we go. Top of the order as well for Blair as they trail 6-1. Jackson Torres will lead it off. Torres led off the ball game with a walk, stole a base, and came around to score the only run of the contest for Greg Doherty's team. He'll swing at this one, 0-1. I have failed to mention, and we here are in the top of the third, that Greg, one of those former Altus Merchants softball players.
I was waiting for you. I was wondering how long it was going to take us.
That one's dubbed foul, 0-2. And Greg he didn't play with us, well, obviously because he's much younger than us. He didn't play with us as long as some of the other fellas did, but he got to be notorious very quickly, so he fit in real well.
He loves the game.
0-2 pitch, rolled on the ground, back to Derek. Hammond will flip the first, and there's one going. Yeah, he does. He is a student of the game. There's no question about it. And I didn't quite hear it, and I don't think he probably does it because his wife wouldn't let him. But there was a time when we gathered and did our 1, 2, 3 go before we went out on the field as Altus Merchant softball players. Greg would lead us and say, 1, 2, 3, fat chicks. And so I was listening to hear if that's what the Blair Bronx did, is there's a little floater into center field off the fist, Ivan Torres.
Hit them where they
into center field. That's exactly right, Rod Carew. And a good piece of hitting there. Not only hitting them where they ain't, but that hit on the fist. That was a good pitch that time by Derek Hammond. And Torres just simply fought it off into shallow center field. So he's aboard with 1 gone now for Cash Boley.
So did the batting gloves, is that saying that they have a workman mentality? Is that what that is?
You know, it was several years ago that you might know slow pitch softball guys started doing it. And I don't know that if that developed from there, but then you started seeing it in fast pitch softball, and then baseball guys started doing it. And so, I don't know. 1-0 pitch to Boley, taken for his strike, and it's 1-1. And you get the idea that Derek Hammond now picking up the pace with those fastballs. He's getting it to home plate in a hurry. 1-1 pitch here, straight inside for a ball, and it's 2-1. Oh, so good that Brian was able to quote some Glenn Campbell and the Rhinestone Cowboy. 2-1 pitch. Round ball towards short. Gillespie, short hop, flips to second for 1. Throw to first. Not in time. By a step, Boley is safe. But a good play there by Gillespie. That ball took a funny hop as he got to it. And he showed the soft hands, flipped it to Caskey, who made a strong throw to first, but out of the box quickly was Boley, and he's safe. Retired on the fielder's choice is Ivan Torres. He's the second out of the inning. 6-4 if you're scoring along at home. And safe at first base, Boley. Inning stays alive now for Christian Castillo. Castillo, a chance to help himself. Swing and a miss. The runner goes. Throw was in time, but it gets away from Gillespie. Ball, glove, and body all at the same time. And Colton, a little bit of alligator arm on that one, and I don't blame him. Strong throw by Jackson nonetheless. Pitch was a strike, and it's 0-1 on Castillo. He reached on an error his first time around. 0 for 1. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-2. I'm a little surprised that Boley was stealing. You're down 5-1. I don't know, you run the risk of ending the inning, getting thrown out at second base. This one lifted high in the air behind home plate. Jackson giving chase, and Brooks will make the play in front of the fence for out number 3. So Blair comes up empty in their half of the third. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on board. After 2.5, Mangum 6, Blair 1. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Golden Age Apartments offer HUD-approved housing for anyone 62 or older or on Social Security or disability. They have 1 bedroom and efficiencies which include all bills paid, including Wi-Fi. Mangum Golden Age Apartments are located at 100 East Lincoln, right on the downtown square in Mangum. For more information, call Katie at 580-782-2452. 580-782-2452.
Attention Mangum Tigers. Are you ready to show your Tiger pride? This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. At our bank, we are always geared up and ready to cheer the Tigers and Lady Tigers on to victory. You can count on us to wear the brightest orange and black. We'll see you at the games.
Mangum Regional Medical Center is going strong, serving Greer County and southwest Oklahoma. The Mangum Hospital provides a full-service Level 4, ER-staffed 24/7, both in- and outpatient stays, swing bed services, and outpatient lab, physical therapy, and radiology services. Mangum Regional Medical Center, here for you, right here at home.
A little Booker T and the MGs.
I thought you might appreciate that.
Oh, definitely so. I always Booker T and MGs. That's always good. You know, there was a time, before your time, but not mine, obviously, there was a time where there were top 40 hits that played on the radio that were instrumental songs.
Yeah.
That's a classic example right there. Speaking of music and top 40 songs and whatnot, I need to duck in. You were talking about the horns earlier of the Ohio players. I had a chance
I was wondering
to hear the brass section from the Chicago on Saturday night, and I mean, sixth time that I have seen them. And while the vocals maybe aren't what they used to be, and obviously Peter Cetera isn't there, and Terry Kath, who died tragically, is not there, but boy, I tell you what, the music, the instruments, oh my goodness.
Does Jeff still sing with them from time to time?
Who's
Jeff
that?
Coffey, does he still sing with them from time to time?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Here's Ryland Holt leading it on for Mangum in their half of the third. 1-0 pitch on the way. He'll lift a fly ball into right field, and good job of getting over to make the play. Mason Osborne for out number one. Hit well by Holt, but right at the right fielder Osborne for the first out of the inning. So one gone for Jackson Brooks. And, of course, they ended with 25 or 6-4, and it was as good as advertised. 1-0 pitch on the way here, and Jackson looks at one upstairs for a ball. 1-0. Brooks walked his first time around, and his courtesy runner came around to score. I'd seen them in August, and they were with Earth, Wind, and Fire, and they did a duet with Earth, Wind, and Fire on 25 or 6-4, and it was outstanding. Backhanded play by Iban Torres at short. His throw, short hops Cash Bowley, and Jackson going to be safe at first base. Good job there by Iban to go get it in the hole. He had a long throw, and we'll give Jackson the infield single. Mason Parker now will step in with one going. Jackson a little bit gassed after that long run down there. Courtesy runner is Austin Stockton. One gone, one on, first pitch. I tell you what, Mason Parker almost just walked right into the second time of being hit here this afternoon.
He didn't move a bit.
No, he did not. Parker hit by a pitch his first time around and came around to score. Ahead in the count here, 2-0, as that one is outside. The lovely and the talented Tara Powers has joined us. Tara, we hope you're doing well. I know that youngster playing soccer. I can imagine you two as fans, you and Dad. Line drive by Torres into left field. That one's going to roll all the way to the wall. Scoring easily will be the courtesy runner on his way to third. Sliding in safely, Mason Parker. And Mangum leads it 7-1. Boy, you talk about a ball that got scorched.
It got by quick.
And Torres did all he could to make the play, but that ball had some topspin on it. And when it hit the turf, it accelerated and rolled all the way to the wall in left center field, and Mangum leads it 7-1. First pitch outside to Clayton Caskey for a ball. 1-0 on Clayton. He walked and scored his first time around. So the bottom third of the order has really gotten it done this afternoon for Casey Kroom's club. Clayton Caskey calmly moves away from that one, and it's 2-0.
I'll make the sound effects for him. It's all right.
I was going to say the Cameron Dole experience got hit on that one. 2-0 pitch. Downstairs for a ball, 3-0. Mangum back in action tomorrow. They'll take on Sayre, and then they will be playing in the Wood Bat tournament beginning on Thursday over at Hobart. 3-0 pitch. Taken for a strike, the count 3-1. Good afternoon to Shelly Jenkins Mullins, who has joined the broadcast this afternoon. 3-1 pitch on the way here. Lifted foul down the right field line. Yeah, it had that slice to it.
He needed a little draw.
And with the wind blowing the way it was, I just didn't think it was ever going to be able to stay fair. He hit it right down the right field line. Good job by Caskey to put bat on ball. And the count has gone full now on Clayton, 3-2. Over at first base, Mason Parker. Ground ball headed towards right field. Knocked down by Peterson at second. His throw to first in time. But not before another run comes across home plate for Mangum. So the fielder's choice in an RBI for Clayton Caskey. And that is the second out of the inning. As that one goes 4-3. And back to the top of the order will go Derek Hammond. Hammond will step in. 8-1 ball game. Pitch downstairs to Derek. It's 1-0. He doubled and scored his first time around and then hit a fly ball to center back an inning ago. Takes inside here. And the count 2-0.
Keeping him honest, that's for sure.
Yeah. Christian Castillo working quickly. 2-0 pitch. Cold strike. 2-1. And I know you think that we are hesitating in our best Paul Harvey, but it's no pregnant pause. We're waiting for the call from Dan Goodson. 2-1 offering on the way here. Nubbed towards third, fielded by Jackson Torres. His throw up the line got him on the sweep tag. Yep. Good play by Cash Boley. Boley had to come off the bag and up the line to make the catch. And he made the sweep tag on Derek Hammond as he went by for round number 3. But Mangum comes up with a couple of more runs in the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on board. At the end of 3, it's Mangum 8, Blair 1. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Star News has been serving Southwest Oklahoma since 1887. No wonder when folks want to know what's happening, they grab the Mangum Star News. Today, the paper is just as proud as ever to serve you online, in your mailbox, or at a store near you. The Mangum Star News.
Hi, Mangum Tiger fans. This is Jill Grauman with RE/MAX Property Place. If you need to buy or sell a property or a home in Mangum or anywhere in Greer County, just call me at 580-706-0259. You'll see lots of my signs around town because I get the results for my clients. I say, go Mangum Tigers.
Jill Grauman, RE/MAX Property Place. Always here, always helping.
I got to tell you, that is the all-time guitar riff right there. I mean, I know there's Smoke on the Water, and there's the beginning of, what's the song by, it's on the tip of my tongue, one of my favorites, golly. I don't know. I'll think of it here in a minute. But anyhow, 25 or 64 doesn't get any better than that. Mangum on top here, 8-1 as we play in the top of the 4th inning and due up for the Bronx of Blair in their half of the stanza. It will be middle part of the order, Blake Martin, Grant Peterson, and James Thomas. Anybody gets on board, Logan Williams. Hobart High School Woodbat Tournament coming up on Thursday over at Hobart. Hydro and Hobart will begin the affair on Thursday afternoon at 1:30. Thomas and Mountain View Godibo playing in that, along with Sentinel and Fairview making the trip down. And then Snyder and Mangum will play in it. And Snyder is the number 2 seed in the tournament. First pitch to the big-bodied Blake Martin, taken for a ball, 1-0. Blake grounded back to the pitcher his first time around. He's 0 for 1. Kind of leaned away from that fastball and half-hearted swing. Levels it at 1-1. New York Yankees not taking any half-hearted swings in the opening series of the weekend against Milwaukee. My goodness. 1-1 pitch lifted foul and out of play. It's 1-2. 9 home runs on Saturday. And the first 4 guys that come to home plate hit home runs. It's a 162 game schedule, though. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon.
Yes, it is.
1-2 offering on the way here. Did he go around? He did. Strikeout cold is retired on the off-speed pitch is Blake Martin. So 1 gone, the leadoff inning number 4 for Blair. And strikeout, by the way, is now the 5th on the afternoon for Derek Hammond.
My team didn't start off well on the weekend, 1-2.
First pitch on the way to Grant Peterson. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Who's your team?
New York Mets.
Okay.
Been a Mets fan since 81.
Yeah, the amazing Mets spent a lot of money this offseason.
Yes, they did.
Couldn't pull the string on that one. Peterson sees the count level off at 1-1. course, everybody making a big deal out of Juan Soto and not coming through in the clutch in one game. Again, it's a 162-game season.
And you know what? They had the money to spend because they finally got Bobby Bonilla off the books.
Boy, no kidding. What a contract. 1-2 offering on the way here. Peterson off the fist. Ooh. Got it by the pitcher. Coming in from third, Rogers, and he can't make a play. And safe at first base is Grant Peterson.
I'll give you the oohs and the ahs.
Yeah, that was a seeing eye hit without question. I mean, that one just gets by Hammond. Rogers racing in from third and unable to field cleanly. And even if he does, I don't think he gets Peterson at first base. So here's James Thomas, center fielder. 8-1 ball game. Ball gets away from Jackson. Good job by Brooks to locate it. And it's 1-0 now on Thomas. James struck out his first time around. Say hello to Mackenzie Laughlin Bates. He's joined us in the broadcast booth. There's a called strike. The count level at 1-1. I laugh because Mackenzie and I and a lot of other folks, we literally spent the day in court the other day. Started at 8:30, and I think we left at 2:30. 1-1 pitch downstairs for a ball. 2-1, and I can see her shaking her head right now when I say that. She's like, Barnes is right about that. It was an all-day affair. 8-1 here. We play the top of the fourth inning. Mangum on top. There's a fly ball on the right side, but that's going to twist foul and out of play. And it's 2-2 now on Thomas. Logan Williams waiting in the on-deck circle. Mangum trying to avenge the only loss of the year they have suffered while improving their record to 8-1. As we mentioned, the number 2 seed in that Woodbat tournament coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And it's a little bit of a different tournament. You have the double elimination type bracket. That's not this at all. This one's popped up into shallow right field. Richardson tries to find the baseball. Can't do it, and it actually curled just foul. It'll stay 1-2, and the wind helped out that time. Good piece of hitting by Thomas, though. He's fought off a couple of good pitches now. Derek Hammond. Play here in the fourth, one gone in the frame. Good battle going on between Hammond and the batter. Again, fouling out of play on the right side. Peterson staying alive at 2-2. So the final four went chalk on the men's side. All 4 number 1 seeds will play in the final 4 beginning on Saturday down in San Antonio. Did you have anybody in the bracket? Ground ball to third. Underneath the glove of Rogers. That's a solid base hit into the left field. Runners at first and second. Give credit to Grant Peterson for keeping that at bat alive. It's James Thomas instead. So Peterson is at second. I'm sorry, James Thomas is at first.
We'll get there
Thomas
eventually.
With a single. So runners at first and second, one gone. And you said?
Yeah, I have. I believe I've still got 3 still left in there.
So you went chalk on your bracket, basically.
Yeah, I had some ups. I had some of the upsets early on, and but yeah, then in the long run, I saw most of the ones. I think the only one that I did not have getting in, I had Tennessee getting in.
Oh, okay.
That was the upset that I had. But like I said before, I've got Florida. Florida's my number 1. That's who I've got picked for this one.
Pitch outside for ball here. 1-1 on Logan Williams, the center fielder. Williams struck out looking his first time around. Well, they will get SEC foe in the first one. 1-1 pitch, foul down the right side. It's 1-2.
Yeah, my bracket took a pretty hard hit this last weekend. I was doing pretty good. I was keeping up there with some of the big ones on ESPN, and then this weekend it didn't do so well.
And I'm like you. I like Florida. I like watching them play, but John Shire's got a good-looking group over at Duke. My goodness.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Gone on strikes for the second time this afternoon, Logan Williams. And again, trying to pitch out of a jam here in inning number 4. is Derek Hammond. Hammond, a couple of strikeouts, sandwiched around a couple of singles. And runners at first and second, 2 gone now for Cutter Smith. The 10th place hitter, or the 9th place hitter in the lineup, the designated hitter. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time around. Takes a strike here, and it's 0-1. Mad Max Richardson shaking hands with the batter from his first base position. He's expecting Cutter Smith to put down a bunt. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Cutter down in the count, 0-2. You know, you look at those two SEC foes, Florida and Auburn, the familiarity there. And Bruce Pearl's done a great job at Auburn. Back to the screen. It'll say 0-2 on Cutter Smith. Of course, Charles Barkley loving the fact that Auburn is right there. Big Chuck.
I just expect Auburn to let everybody down. I really do. I just see that in them. I mean, that's just what I see in them.
Casey Kroom going to come out and have a conversation. Count 0-2 on the batter. Cutter Smith, 2 outs and 2 on here in the 4th. And did he get to a pitch count? Derek Hammond kind of taking a couple of steps away from his coach. Meantime, John Fogerty says, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. And Casey hollering into the dugout. And he's going to leave Derek out on the bump, but I don't think for much longer. By the way, that line rounding third and headed for home, the brown-eyed handsome man.
Yeah.
You know, that's a line that was taken from a Buddy Holly song.
I think I heard that.
The brown-eyed handsome man, the song. Listen to it, and it's in there. All right, so after the conversation, Hammond going to go back to work. 0-2 pitch on the way here. Fastball that gets away from Brooks. Runner's going to advance 90 feet. And the count now 1-2. So I really would have liked to have known what the conversation was about. Your pitcher's ahead in the count, 0-2. He's got 2 outs, facing the 9th place hitter. Maybe that was what it was. Maybe he was reminding Derek, hey, this is the 9th place hitter. Go get him. Ground ball to short. Gillespie has to wait on it. Now he'll flip it to first, and the inning will come to an end. So another job of pitching around some trouble by Derek Hammond leaves Blair with nothing on the board. No runs, a couple of hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on board. At the end of 3.5, Mangum 8, Blair 1. Classic Hits 97.7.
Sovereign Bank is your bank of choice. Sovereign Bank is a proud supporter of the Mangum Tiger Athletics. Supporting our schools and athletic programs is a top priority. Hear us roar, go Tigers. We're cheering you on all season long. Sovereign Bank, empowering our youth with the freedom to dream. Sovereign Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. TCLC is a family-owned 5-star daycare center that has been caring for children for over 45 years. The owners of Tiger Cub are proud to serve the Mangum area and support the Mangum Lady Tigers and Tigers on the radio and streaming. Tiger Club Learning Center says,
Why not? Good old Sweet Caroline. Bomb, bomb, bomb. David Henry says he picked Houston to win it this year out of the Big 12.
Yeah. They're tough, man. I watched them play, was it yesterday or Saturday for their Elite 8 matchup, and good gosh almighty, they made they were the ones that took Tennessee down, right?
No. No.
Who was it they took down?
Anyhow,
yeah, they did really well. They're good.
You mentioned Arizona, and they are a tough defensive team. Or Arizona. You mentioned Houston. They're a tough defensive team. Really, Kelvin Sampson doing a good job coaching down there. And then, I know the scandal at OU, but I still think somewhere down the line the Sooners are really lamenting the fact that he got away from them years ago.
Well, he had scandals there, and he also had one in Indiana.
Yeah,
and
he did.
Honestly, it's a sign of the times because now none of that would have been a problem.
No,
none of that would have been a problem.
He was clairvoyant. He was ahead of his time, right?
And Kelvin, Kelvin, I had the chance to visit with several times, both when he was at OU and at Indiana. A class act, just a super nice guy. I have the utmost respect, and I would love to see him be able to cut down the nets.
Speaking of class acts and nice guys, Larry McLaughlin has joined us on the broadcast, and
I thought you said, speaking of
Michael Scott Augustine. It's the Cameron Dole experience, Larry. Mad Max Richardson leads it off here in the fourth. He'll nub that one foul. 0-1 on the first baseman. He's been on board twice. Walked, reached on an error, and scored a couple of runs. Mangum leading here 8-1 as we play in the bottom half of inning number 4. 0-1 pitch on the way to Richardson. On the fist, lifted down the left field line, fouling out of the plate. It's 0-2. I mean, Houston would be a good pick. There wouldn't be anything wrong with Kelvin Sampson's club, but they do play lights-out defense. Not only was it chalk for the Final Four, but the Elite Eight, you had 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch upstairs to Richardson. Count 1-2 on Max. Wind continuing to blow in from center, but it is settled a little bit. 1-2 pitch on the way here, outside for a ball, 2-2. You're going through the bracket trying to figure out who Houston beat to get into the Final Four.
No, I was looking at something else, but I will.
2-2 pitch. Outside for ball, 3-2. So Richardson, the leadoff batter here. Gillespie and Curbo due up in the fourth for Mangum. Payoff pitch on the way, ball 4. Castillo walks the leadoff hitter here in the fourth. So Richardson aboard for the third time this afternoon. Here's Colton. Gillespie at RBI on a ground ball error his first time around. Stole a base, was left stranded at second. And then he got a pitch he just missed on and popped to shortstop his last time around.
Yeah, Houston beat Tennessee.
Okay, all right.
Yep, 69-50.
Over the head of Gillespie for ball 1. 1-0.
No, I was searching for my next intro track. That's what I was doing.
All right. Line shot foul. Casey Kroom having a look at Colton saying, you know what? I don't have that kind of reflexibility anymore. Don't hit it that close to me. 1-1 on Gillespie. Colton takes outside for a ball. It's 2-1. Richardson just a short lead over at first base. And again, you lead by 7 in the fourth. Middle part of the order, no sense in getting crazy on the base pass. Fly ball down the left field line. That one is hit a ton, but it's also hit foul. Goes across the street. And it's 1-2 on Gillespie. Colton out in front of that off-speed pitch. Count 2-2 instead, not 1-2. A lot of room in left center field for Gillespie. Payoff pitch. Well, I tell you what, his eyesight much better than mine because I'm hacking at that one. Count full, 3-2 now on Gillespie. See if they send Richardson now with a count full and a hitter with the ability of Gillespie. Yeah, he reached for that one. Popped it into shallow center field. Ooh. Williams coming on, still coming on, and now the shortstop actually will make the play just behind second base. The wind really made that one dance. And popping out to the shortstop for the second time this afternoon is Colton Gillespie. How How relaxed is the shortstop, Ivan Torres?
More relaxed than any of us.
Williams is flying in from center field thinking he's going to make the play, and Torres at the last second said, I got it. There's a pitch back to the screen, and that'll allow Max to go down to second base. He's in scoring position with one gone. Cooper Curbo ahead in the count, 1-0. Curbo 0 for 2, grounded to the pitcher in his first time around and reached on an error back in the second. What's up, bub? Fly ball, left center field, giving chase is Thomas, and James can't get there. The ball gets away. Richardson had gone back to second base to tag, so he can only get to third. But how about the effort by Curbo to wind up at second base running hard the entire way?
And the left fielder gave all they could. I mean, ran all they could and just went off the heel of the glove.
James Thomas had a long way to come.
Yeah.
He was deep in left field, and that ball just kept pushing away from him. He gave chase, and I was surprised he got a glove on it.
Yeah.
So we'll give Curbo the double on the play. As we mentioned, Richardson the third. One gone now for Bo Rogers. 1-0 pitch on the way to Bo. He'll lift this one down the left field line, and that one is going to go foul into the bullpen.
There's a lot of foul territory you can get to out there.
1-1 now on Bo. 0-1 on Bo, rather. Rogers 0 for 2.
It is 1-1. They just they haven't got the other one up.
All right. Bo struck out in the first and popped out in the third. I'd like to get a couple of runs home here. His club leading 8-1 in the fourth. Pitch on the way. Ground ball, foul. And it's 1-2 on Rogers. And again, we talk about the number of times through the lineup. This is the third time through the lineup for Mangum against Castillo. And guys starting to hit the ball a little bit harder and out in front of it a little bit as well. 1-2 pitch, downstairs, back to the screen. Here comes Richardson. He'll dive and safe at home.
What a throw.
It was a nice throw by Martin right on the glove of Castillo, who put it on the helmet of Richardson, but Max beat the throw, and it's 9-1.
Couldn't have made a better throw at the plate. Didn't think that was going to be close at all, but it was.
Curbo takes third on the wild pitch. And the count on Bo. I've got 2-2 as well.
Yeah, and he held up 2-2.
Okay.
And he's been making it more blatantly obvious each time he holds them up.
2-2 pitch on the way here over the head of Rogers. Bo's like, come on, man.
No, that's the second time, and he's not saying it's not an Olympic
protest.
Yeah, protesting.
Count full 3-2 is what we're telling you. Throw over to third, and Curbo was dancing a little bit far away from the bag, but he dives in ahead of the toss. And it'll say 3-2 with Cooper over at third. Mangum leading 9-1 here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Ooh, on the fist towards the third baseman. Torres will knock it down, but then it rolls away from him. And Bo Rogers runs way too well. He doesn't even garner a throw out of that. So E5, but an RBI for Bo. Mangum now leading 10-1. There's a play here in the fourth. And if you're wondering about the run rules, I'm guessing 12, 10, and 8. And as the left-handed hitting Ryland Holt steps in, Ryland 0 for 2. He rolled out to end the first inning of play, 3 unassisted.
From the moment it leaves the factory, critical parts of your engine
are built. There we go. Sorry about that.
Cash Boley made a nice play. And then Ryland hit the ball on the button his last time around, but right at the right fielder, Mason Osborne. He'll lift this one into right field. That'll get in for a base hit. Rogers holding on the play to make sure it did get over the second baseman's head, but solid single to right for Ryland Holt. Runners at first and second, one gone. Rogers at second, Ryland at first for Jackson Brooks. Jackson has walked and singled. He's had a courtesy runner each time, and each time that courtesy runner has come around to score. Mangum trying their best to end this one here in the fourth. Out on top, 10-1. Runners at first and second, one gone in the fourth. Pitch outside for a ball. And the count on Jackson 1-0. And a good job by Blake Martin. He was set up for a pitch on the inner half of the plate and had to go out and stab that thing in the left-handed batter's box. 1-0 pitch. Brooks rolled it and foul on the third base side. Count 1-1 on Jackson. Somebody telling him to sit on it, and they're right. The curveball has perplexed him all afternoon long. He's gotten on board each time, but the curveball has been his nemesis. There's a fastball over the bag at third. Torres will step on the bag, throw to first. Not in time. They'll throw behind the runner at second. And there are two gone. Bo Rogers, he says, am I really out at third base? Yeah, you are, Bo. So Rogers retired on the fielder's choice, 5 unassisted. At second base now, Ryland Holt. And we'll get a courtesy runner again for Brooks with 2 gone here in the 4th. Ooh, doink. Off the helmet of Mason Parker. That is the second time he has been hit this afternoon. And neither time did he budge. That one hit him right on the coconut.
And I'm glad I had the crowd mic on because you heard that.
Oh, yeah. Jack, and by the way, he's okay. He tripled his last time around. And then he just got doinked big time. So bases loaded. Little number off the fist by Parker, and he'll get thrown out at first base by a step. Good job by Christian Castillo, who made the throw to get Caskey at first for the final out of the inning. But Mangum comes up with a couple of more runs in the frame. 2 runs on a couple of hits. There were a couple of walks and error, and the bases left loaded. At the end of 4, 10-1, Mangum on top of Blair. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
All the employees at Great Plains Bank Mangum are excited for the school year. We look forward to seeing everyone come out and get that Tiger spirit and support the young men and women of Mangum as they try and bring home the gold ball. You will see us at the game and hear us on the radio and internet. Come see Great Plains Bank Mangum for your banking needs on the corner in downtown Mangum. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
People are talking about Western Traditions, the new and exciting store on the west side of the square in Mangum. Western Traditions is proud to feature truly unique Western furniture and accessories, including many one-of-a-kind pieces, amazing sofas, recliners, end tables, lamps with Western shades. Check them out on Facebook, or better yet, visit Western Traditions in Mangum soon.
Well, Queen did it first. Another one bites the dust. And then there's Weird Al Yankovic, who did Another One Rides the Bus. One of his better covers, I thought.
He did some good ones.
So the top of the 5th inning about to unfold. By the way, Dave Henry rubbing it in. I had to tend to the grill. Thanks, Dave. Thanks. I'll go home and have my deli slice sandwich for dinner. But yes, Houston did beat Tennessee, he said. So thank you, Dave, for clarifying that for us as we go to the top half of inning number 5. And Mangum on top by a score of 10-1. And Jackson Torres will lead it off. And I did not mention this earlier, and I meant to, as the first pitch to Jackson is a curveball taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. But he wears Jackie Robinson's number, 42. Jackie Robinson Day, always on the 14th of April. Major League Baseball. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. Everybody on that day wears number 42. And the number has been retired except for Jackie Robinson Day. 1-1 pitch, curveball. That is a dandy. And it's 1-2. Torres, by the way, led off the ball game with a walk, stole a base, and came around to score the only run of the contest for this group from Blair. They trailed 10-1 in the 5th. Leans away from a fastball that'll level the count at 2-2. Jackson, in his other plate appearance, grounded back to first base. Two-two pitch on the way here. Curveball, strike 3. Can I help you? No, thanks. Just looking. So the backwards K. Jackson Torres gone on strikes. And Derek Hammond, he had 2 in the first, 2 more in the second. Didn't strike anybody out in the third, struck out 2 in the fourth. So that's strikeout number 7 of the afternoon for Hammond through 4 and a third. Pitch inside here to Iban Torres. 1-0 on Iban, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fielder's choice. Pitch outside for a ball. Count level at 1-1. Derek has suddenly found the curveball here in inning number 5. That's a fastball. It's called strike 2. Count out 1-2 on Torres. And if the score holds, I think it's a run rule here in the 5th. 9-run ball game right now. This one's popped up foul. Richardson, he cannot find it. Couldn't get there if he wanted to. It'll say 1-2. Two-two offering on the way here. Curveball. It's a base hit into left field. Good piece of hitting that time by Torres. Kept the hands back. Got the off-speed pitch and hit a solid single into left field with 1 gone here in the 5th. And that'll bring to the plate for the Bronx, Cash Boley. Boley struck out looking his first time around and reached back in the 3rd. Takes a pitch outside for a ball. The count 1-0.
And I'd be remiss if we didn't give a credit to him wearing Charles Barkley's number.
Okay. 1-0 pitch. Lifted foul down the right field line. It's 1-1. That's a lot of folks' number. That 34 has had a lot of athletes attached to it.
Keem Olajuwon is a big 34.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
1-1 pitch on the way here. Downstairs for ball, 2-1. My favorite, well, it's 1 and 1A that wore 34. 1 would be Sweetness, Walter Payton, and 1A would be Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
Downstairs, gets away from Jackson. Not far enough to allow the runner to advance. The count on Boley now 3-1. Earl celebrated his birthday recently, and they put the reel on. 3-1 pitch. Grounded towards second. Flipped to short for 1. Throw to first. Double play.
Got it.
Great job that time. The 4-6-3 DP. And that will end the ball game, I do believe, and it will. So, pitcher's best friend is the 6-4 double play, 6-4-3 double play. Second best friend, 4-6-3 double play. So the ball game comes to a close on that as Blair comes up empty in their half of the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on board because of the double play. Mangum wins it by a final score of 10-1. And we'll come back and wrap it up after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game, and always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
My name is Elena Shimon, and I am a graduate of Navajo High School. Western Oklahoma State College was the right choice for me the moment I stepped onto campus. I am getting a great education that is affordable at a campus that feels like home. It is comforting to know that the class sizes are small and I can create my schedule with both online and face-to-face classes. There are plenty of student activities and organizations available to get involved in with my Pioneer family. Call 580-477-2000 or visit wosc.edu to get started today. Western is your smart start.
David's just a block south of us, by the way. We'd like to go by and get something off the grill, he said. Mangum wins it by a final score of 10-1. Blair started off the ball game, scoring the first run of the contest. We thought, uh-oh, here we go, round number 2, because remember, the Bronx beat Mangum on Friday 4-2, but the Tigers came up with 2 in their half of the first, 4 in the second, 2 more in the third, and 2 in the fourth, and they win it by a final score of 10-1 and won it on a defensive gem to end the ball game with the 4-6-3 double play. Great job by Derek Hammond. We talked about his strikeout ability, 2 in the first, 2 more in the second, none in the third. Then he got 2 more in the fourth, and then 1 in the fifth. And then the double play to end it, and Mangum improves now to 8-1 on the year as Blair falls to 11-3 on the season. Tigers back in action tomorrow. They'll take on the Eagles of Sayre, and then they'll begin play in the Woodbat Tournament at Hobart on Thursday. Ball game at 7:30 against Snyder. Mangum, the number 2 seed in that tournament. One of those things that we might do that game on Thursday, but then it may get washed out after that. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. But again, the Tigers win it here by a final score of 10-1. We're back on the air tomorrow afternoon. Slow pitch softball as Jenny's Bunch will be taking on the Cash Lady Bulldogs. First pitch is set for 5 o'clock, and we'll have the ball game for you here. Pregame is... Hello, gentlemen. Great game. Congratulations. We're getting the salute from the crew down there. So 5 o'clock start time for the ball game tomorrow on the slow pitch softball side as Cash comes to town. Our coverage gets underway at about 4:50. So for the Cameron Dole Experience, I'm Michael Barnes. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Mangum wins it by a final score of 10-1 on Classic Hits 97.7.